Looking for a comparison review over two awesome barbells? Well, you came to the right place, my friend, and you might see some sweat running down my face as this video goes on. Well, that's partly because I'm in a pretty hot garage, but it's also partly because I'm a little nervous about choosing between the Rogue Ohio bar and the Force USA Gunner Barbell. But with that being said, I'm pretty excited. I can't wait to get going. So why don't we go ahead and dive right on into this now. What's up, everybody? It's Jake. You know the deal. You know where I'm at. I'm in the BarBend garage gym. And for today's review, I've got the Rogue Ohio bar and the Force USA Gunner Barbell. In this video, I'm gonna compare these two and I'm gonna help you decide which one needs to be in your home gym. But before we get going, I gotta let you know, as always, we have reviewed a lot of barbells on barbend.com. And if you wanna browse our best list, just search BarBend Best Barbells, and you can find out for yourself which ones that we like the best. Okay, so let's kick this off with the similarities like I tend to do with these barbell comparison videos. I will say up front, both of these barbells are multi-purpose bars. They can handle almost anything you throw at it in the gym. So they are gonna have a good amount of qualities that are similar. All right, so let's talk about the knurling first. The knurling on both of these bars is on the moderate side. It's gonna give you a good grip even for your power lifts, but because it's not cut as deep as a power bar, it's not gonna tear up your hands, you know, if you were to do some Olympic style lifts, like a hang clean or a clean and jerk, you know, whatever, anything where the bar is rotating in your hands, it's not gonna tear you up, which is really nice. Like a lot of multi-purpose bars out there, you don't have a center knurling on either one of these barbells. I tend to like that. If you've seen my other videos, you'll know that, but I understand why some people don't like that because there's a lot of movements that can come in handy with because it's gonna give you more traction, more grip on your body. But I like it because it's not gonna irritate my skin if I were to do some power lifts. The dual knurl markings on both of these barbells, also pretty common because you're able to do both powerlifting and Olympic style lifts with these barbells. So these are gonna give you identical hand placement as you go to get set up for your wide grip lifts. So that's a really nice touch. Both of the sleeves spin. That's gonna be really nice as well for those Olympic style lifts. It's gonna reduce the amount of torque that your wrists and your elbows have to go under during those lifts. So it's gonna help you out, you know, prevent some injury from happening. And you also have grooves in both of the loading sleeves here, and that's just gonna be really nice, especially when you do any type of lift where the bar tends to drop or slam into the ground. You're gonna have a higher chance of keeping your plates in their original placement. Okay, so when it comes to the differences between these two barbells, there's a handful that kind of stood out to me in my opinion. All right, so let's talk about tensile strength first. But before I do that, it is worth mentioning that the Rogue Ohio bar does come in a couple different coating options and the tensile strength rating is gonna change. So we have the stainless steel version. That's what we're basing this comparison off of. This has a rating of 200,000 PSI, while the other coating options available with this barbell have a rating of 190,000 PSI. Now, that's a really solid rating, but with the Force USA Gunner, there's a rating of 235,000 PSI, which is the strongest bar that I've ever used. Now, I did say there's other coating options available with the Ohio, but that's not the case with the Gunner. All right, so this comes in a black zinc finish. It's the only thing you're getting in terms of the finish here, except for with the sleeves. The sleeves, you do have the option of regular zinc like I have on here right now. There's also black zinc you can add on there. With this stainless steel version of the Ohio, these are chrome sleeves, but you can also opt in for stainless steel sleeves if you want a fully stainless steel build. Okay, so with that being said, the pricing is a little bit different too. So with the Ohio, this version is listed right around 370 bucks. But like I said, if you wanted those stainless steel sleeves, you can get them, but it's gonna cost you another 100 bucks or so. And once you add on shipping, that could cost you around $500. Now, in terms of the other options with the Ohio, you do have a black zinc option, as well as an E-coat. Those are gonna be right around $300, $305. The black oxide version is about $320, and the custom option that is there for you You can, get the finish of your choice, and you can do a whole lot of stuff with it. It's gonna be about 350 bucks. With the Gunner, so this version I have right here with the regular zinc sleeves, it's listed at $250, and once you add on shipping, that's gonna be right around $300. While if you were to get the black zinc sleeves, that's gonna wind up being $350 once you add on shipping, because those sleeves are $50 more than these right here. And I don't really think you're gonna find much of a difference in fighting off rust and corrosion. So if you wanna save 50 bucks, I mean, you could definitely just go with the regular zinc that we have right here. Continuing with some differences now, the knurling, it's a little different as well. They're both really solid. Don't get me wrong, they're both really solid. I do like the knurling on the Gunner, but it does seem a little bit more slippery than the knurling right here with the Ohio bar. I think that's just because this has a coating on it, and this is stainless steel, so it doesn't. Also mentioned earlier that the sleeves act the same. They both spin. It's gonna be really nice for those Olympic style lifts. Like I said, they look and act similar, but they're pretty different. The Ohio bar utilizes bronze bushings to get you that nice spin for your lifts. And that's pretty common with, multi-purpose bars such as this. Bronze bushings tend to degrade at a pretty slow rate. So with Force USA, they actually used stainless steel bushings. They also paired 5 needle bearings in the sleeves. So I think you get a smoother spin, and it's a little bit quicker as well. And I think the stainless steel is really just gonna, fight off corrosion better than bronze will in the sleeves. Continuing with the sleeves here, yeah, they both have grooves in them. It's gonna help you in terms of keeping your plates locked into place. But once you really put your hands on both of them, I mean, the Gunner, it just gets it done for me. They're cut significantly deeper than the Ohio bar, so I think you're actually gonna have an even more increased chance of keeping those plates in their original placement. But that doesn't mean you can't use a weight collar. I would still use one, because the last thing you want is for one to eventually slide down and fall off or whatever. Just for your own safety, please use one. Just going back to the finish on both of these barbells, this is stainless steel. This is gonna be ideal in terms of fighting off rust and corrosion, especially if you're like me and you're in a pretty hot garage. You have a higher chance of, corrosion forming on your equipment. With this black zinc, it's definitely gonna help. It's better than some other coating options out there, but if you're really comparing this, it's not really close in my opinion. So you're gonna wanna clean this barbell, and just to make sure that it's in, that pristine condition, which is something that you really won't have to worry about as much. I still think you should do it, but you don't have to worry about it as much with this stainless steel Ohio bar. Okay, so let's talk about the money now and what you can expect to spend on both of these barbells. Now, once again, this is the stainless steel version of the Ohio bar, and we do in fact have the chrome sleeves on this bar. So this one's gonna be right around $400, maybe a little bit more, once you tack on your shipping. And then, once again, if you do want the stainless steel sleeves, which looks pretty good, it's gonna really be the optimal choice in fighting off corrosion. That's gonna cost you around $500, maybe with some change. Now, on the other hand, with the Force USA Gunner, you're not gonna spend over $350 regardless of if you wanted the regular zinc finish on your sleeves like we have, or the black zinc finish. It's really nice because you are gonna save some money. It does have a higher tensile strength rating. And I forgot to mention this a minute ago, it also is rated to hold more weight. So the Ohio bar can hold up to 1,260 pounds, while the Gunner can hold up to 1,500 pounds. So my powerlifters out there, this is a pretty good option for you to consider if you haven't caught on by now. Now, either way, these are not cheap, right? I mean, this is about $500 or so for this version of the Ohio bar. And believe it or not, there's actually a couple that are more expensive than this one, right? But in terms of, weight rating and tensile strength rating, I don't know if you can find a better deal than what you're gonna find with the Gunner right here. I mean, 235,000 PSI, that's ridiculous. Sorry, that's ridiculous. So either way though, if you don't wanna spend that much money up front on either one of these barbells, I really don't blame you. Fortunately, both companies are gonna allow you to finance your purchase. So starting with the Ohio bar, Rogue is gonna allow you to use Pay Later from PayPal, as well as Affirm. Regardless of which one you decide to go with, you're gonna have payments of around 130 bucks a month. I will say though, with Affirm, they are gonna run a credit score check on you, and that might impact your payments a little bit and make you pay just a little bit more. With the Force USA Gunner, you can only use Affirm, and same thing in terms of credit score with Affirm, that could affect these pricings I'm about to mention. So with the regular zinc finish on the sleeves, you're looking at starting around $21 a month, while if you had the black zinc on your sleeves, it's gonna be about $25 a month. Okay, so if money is your main deciding factor, that's what's really driving your decision on what you wanna decide between these two barbells, you might wanna go with the Gunner because yeah, you're saving some money, but you're not compromising tensile strength rating or overall weight rating because both of those ratings are higher than the Ohio bar. You can really do a lot with this barbell. It's just as versatile as the Ohio bar, but you can load more weight onto it. All while saving at least 150 bucks, which is pretty nice. Now, I will say though, the materials used could definitely have a factor in that price because somebody like myself, I'm in a pretty hot garage. All of my equipment I'm gonna have to take care of, this black zinc finish more than I will with this stainless steel. Stainless steel, if you don't know, if you haven't heard me say it in the past, it's just the head honcho. It's the best way to put it. Head honcho in terms of fighting off rust and corrosion. It's gonna be your best bet. You're not gonna have to clean it as much. But, if you wanna save that money, you can definitely clean this a couple times a month and it should stay in good shape. And especially if you're in a climate controlled environment, I don't think you're really gonna have to worry about that like I'm gonna have to. Okay, so let's talk about the build and some of the features that you're gonna find with both of these barbells, but I'm gonna kick this part of the video off with the Ohio bar. Okay, so once again, this is the stainless steel version of this bar, arguably the highest quality, build you could ask for with a barbell. You do have bronze bushings in the sleeves that are gonna allow them to spin really nice during those Olympic style lifts because there's gonna be less torque on your wrists and your elbows. So that's really nice, can decrease the chances of injury. You also do have a groove pattern on your sleeves right here, and that's gonna be really nice in terms of keeping your plates in their original placement, but you should still use some weight collars just to help that out a little bit, but also for your own safety. This is rated to hold up to 1,260 pounds, and the stainless steel version does have a tensile strength rating of 200,000 PSI. If you were to go with one of those other options, those are gonna dip down in terms of tensile strength to 190,000 PSI. And the weight rating, I'm not too sure about, but I would imagine that's also gonna see a dip and not be able to hold as much weight as this stainless steel version can. Now, the knurling here, it's not abrasive. I really like the knurling pattern right here. They went with a volcano style pattern. And if you don't know what that is, essentially each marking here dips in as a volcano would. So you have 4 points of contact per each marking on your hand, as opposed to a mountain style grip pattern where you only have 1 point of contact because those resemble a mountain, they point up. So I think this is the optimal choice in terms of a pattern because bigger surface area, and that I think is gonna lead to a better grip. The dual knurl markings right here are really nice. If you wanna do a wide grip bench press, you can get identical hand placement, and the same goes, for a wide grip power clean, identical hand placement. So that's really nice. You don't have to worry about, one hand being out wider than the other and then everything being all out of whack. That's not fun. You also don't have a center knurling on this barbell. I personally like that, but I definitely understand why some people don't because you definitely lose out on a little bit of a grip. Say you wanted to do, a clean and jerk or, hang clean, power clean, really whatever. Anything where the bar kind of needs to rest up here, at least for a second, you have a better chance of that bar sticking to you with that knurling right there. But that also could lead to irritation and kind of, irritate you, I guess that's the best way to put it, irritate your skin. And I don't like that. I don't want that to happen, so I'm cool without that being there. And I can also keep the bar on my back just fine without the center knurling. But like I said, it's personal preference right there. Only thing is, you know, some people might think it's a bummer. You don't even have the option of adding that on to this barbell. And last but certainly not least, I'm gonna touch on it again, stainless steel. Awesome, awesome, awesome in terms of fighting off rust and corrosion. Somebody like myself, you know, this is what I need. So if you're like me, you really might wanna consider adding this stainless steel version to your home gym. Okay, now when it comes to the Gunner, once again, this is a black zinc barbell, and you do have the option of either regular zinc or black zinc coating on your sleeves. Once again, I don't think it's gonna make a difference in terms of fighting off corrosion on the sleeves. It's just a personal preference and how you want your barbell to look. This is a 20 kilogram version of this barbell. It's the only version actually that it's available in. Same goes with the Ohio bar. So if you're looking for a 15 or 10 kilogram version of either bar, well, bad news, you're gonna have to keep looking elsewhere for that. This is rated to hold up to 1,500 pounds, and it has that elite tensile strength rating of 235,000 PSI that I was ranting and raving about earlier. That's just super nice, okay? It's just super nice. Now, the knurling here is also on the moderate side. I can't tell exactly what type of pattern they used. I don't have a magnifying glass for y'all, but you know, looking up close, it does seem to resemble a volcano style pattern as well. So I think you're gonna get a really good grip right here. There's a nice surface area on your hands with each individual marking. And you know, because it is moderate, it's gonna be a really good fit for the majority of your lifts. And I think for the majority of weightlifters out there, the only downside in terms of the grip would probably just be the fact that it is coated. You know, with a stainless steel bar, I feel like you can get a better grip, but that's not to take anything away from the grip that you're finding with this barbell. You also don't have a center knurling on this bar. You know, same situation as with the Ohio bar, pros and cons with it. You know, some people like it, some people don't like it, just personal preference, but you don't even have the option of adding that on there. So that could be a bummer for some people. Dual knurl markings here as well. The sleeves do spin, and what I think is, you know, one of the smoothest spins that I've experienced, and that's definitely due to the fact that you have 5 needle bearings paired up with stainless steel bushings in your sleeves. So it's gonna give you that really nice spin. One of the biggest differences in my opinion, you know, other than the tensile strength rating and the coating options, is the grooved pattern on these sleeves. They're cut really deep. That was one of the first things I noticed as I was getting my hands on both of these barbells, is that they're just cut significantly deeper. And I think you're definitely gonna have, especially if you toss on some weight collars, which you should, a way better chance of keeping your plates in their original placement with this barbell, really, as opposed to any other barbell. And lastly, with the build on this Gunner, you know, I really do enjoy the way it looks. I really do like a black zinc barbell. It just looks really good in the gym. That's just a personal aesthetic for me that I like. But me being in this pretty, you know, steamy garage gym, like, I'm gonna have to clean this more often than I will with this stainless steel bar. That's not to mean don't get it just because you need to clean it, because I think you should clean all of your stuff regardless of the coating, but I'm definitely gonna have to clean this more frequently than I will with this stainless steel Ohio bar. Okay, so let's do a quick walk around with both of these barbells now. We're gonna start with the stainless steel version of the Ohio bar. Now, stainless steel, once again, is the king in terms of fighting off rust and corrosion, especially, you know, in a steamy garage like I'm in right now. Now, the knurling is on the moderate side, but it still is gonna give you a really solid grip, really regardless of what you're doing. It does have a volcano pattern, which I personally love. I think it's probably the best pattern you could ask for with a barbell. You don't have a center knurling right here. You don't even have the option of adding one on. That could be a bummer for a lot of people. But you know, with a multi-purpose bar such as these right here, that's pretty common. You also have dual knurl markings right here for your wide grips on your power lifts and your Olympic style lifts. Now, if we go further down here, you'll see you do in fact have bronze bushings in the sleeves. It's gonna give you a nice controlled spin. You know, it's gonna be really helpful during your Olympic lifts, but they don't spin out of control. So that's gonna be ideal for your power lifts as well. Now you do have a groove pattern right here. It's gonna decrease the chances of your weight plates sliding down the sleeves as you work out. But when you compare it to the Gunner, it's not really close. So with the Gunner, the groove pattern right here is cut significantly deeper. And during my time with both of these barbells, I found more success in keeping my plates in their original placement while I'm working out. The sleeves also spin at a faster rate and for a little bit longer time. So it's probably gonna be better to do Olympic style lifts with this barbell because of that extra spin. So instead of bronze bushings, they used stainless steel bushings and paired that up with 5 needle bearings in both of the sleeves. So essentially, that's just gonna give you a more smooth and controlled spin while you're lifting. Now, these are chrome on the Ohio bar. You do have the option for stainless steel, and with the Gunner, this is regular zinc, and you have the option for black zinc to go along with the black zinc finish of the actual barbell. Now, the knurling here is also pretty solid. It gave me a pretty good grip during all of my lifts. I don't know exactly what style of pattern they use, but it does seem to resemble a volcano style as well. I just don't have a magnifying glass. It's not listed online, so I don't know exactly. But with that being said, it might not give you as good of a grip as this stainless steel Ohio bar can, because the stainless steel doesn't have a coating on it. And same scenario with the Ohio bar. You don't have the option of a center knurl, and you also have your dual knurl markings for your wide grips on your power lifts as well as your Olympic lifts. Okay, so now time for the fun part. Which barbell should you go with? This was a really tough decision for me, and it was arguably the toughest decision I've had to make regarding a barbell face-off. Now, when you make your decision, I suggest using the same thought process that I did. So I'm gonna suggest you think of the money, the materials, the tensile strength, and the grip that you're gonna get from the knurling. So starting with the money first, once again, the Ohio bar is the more expensive of these two barbells. And that's likely due to the fact that it is stainless steel. But remember, it does have a lower weight rating as well as a lower tensile strength rating. So if you wanna save some money, over $100, as well as have a barbell that's as strong as a Mack truck, I'd suggest going with the Force USA Gunner, because it does have that tensile strength rating of 235,000 PSI as opposed to 200,000 PSI with the Ohio bar, as well as the weight rating. This one's rated at 1,500 pounds, while the Ohio is rated at 1,260 pounds. However, if you are in a humid garage gym such as myself, you might not be too crazy about this black zinc coating, because it's not gonna offer as much protection from corrosion as this stainless steel can. Plus, I think the stainless steel is gonna give you a better grip overall because it's not coated. That's huge for me, and I'm sure it is for the majority of y'all, if not all of y'all watching. And I mean, who doesn't want an optimal grip for all of their lifts? So you're gonna wanna keep all these things in mind when you go to make your next purchase, especially comparing between these two barbells specifically. So if you're power cleaning, an absurd amount of weight, the Gunner is probably gonna be the bar for you because it does have that higher weight rating and tensile strength rating. So it's gonna handle more of that punishment than the Ohio bar can. But on the flip side, if you need a barbell, specifically to fight off rust and corrosion, the stainless steel build of the Ohio bar is definitely gonna be the best choice in that regard. All right, well, that's a wrap on today's comparison over the Rogue Ohio bar and the Force USA Gunner Barbell. Y'all, these are two awesome options that I think you should definitely consider when looking to add a new barbell to your home gym. But now it's time for the hardest decision of the day. Which one would I go with if I absolutely had to choose? I really didn't want to do this going into this video. The Ohio bar really has just been my baby lately, but I think I'm gonna have to go with the Gunner. I'm gonna save some money. It has, a way higher tensile strength rating as well as a higher overall weight rating. And, I don't mind cleaning it from time to time just to keep it in good shape. The knurling, might not give me as good of a grip as the Ohio bar can, but, I can power through that. And I just really love how deep cut these grooves are on these loading sleeves. Now, with that being said, that's not to take anything away from the Ohio bar. This is still a very solid barbell. I just called it my baby. You know, this is a very good barbell. If you are keeping your stuff in a garage like me, you know, you're gonna have to clean the gunner more frequently than you will with this stainless steel Ohio bar. Now, you should absolutely still clean this barbell just to keep it in good shape. You should clean all of your equipment just to keep everything in good shape. Why would you not? But if that's something you don't want to do as frequently, you know, this is going to be that, you know, option for you. But me personally, I really don't mind doing that. It doesn't take me very long to do it. So that's, you know, I'd rather save the money and have, you know, some features that the Ohio bar just doesn't have. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope this video was really helpful and that I was able to provide a little bit more insight on both of these barbells, maybe even help you decide which one of these to add to your home gym. As always, stay on the lookout for my next review, but for now, you should definitely head over to barbend.com and you can read more about this comparison right here. Just go ahead and search BarBend Rogue Ohio Bar versus Force USA Gunner Barbell, and you can read everything that I discussed here today with y'all. Now, I don't know about you, I'm gonna go lift some weight. I suggest you do the exact same thing. I'll see y'all next time.